Let's get to the phones. Blake's going to start us off in Cincinnati, Ohio. Blake, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken, how you doing?
I'm living the dream. Blake, what's going on with you?
Yeah, so I appreciate you taking the call.
You bet.
Just recently, I've gotten accepted into Cincinnati Police Academy.
Good.
It'll be starting next month. The only issue I've had, which is a good issue to have in the grand scheme of things, is I'm not 100% sure that's what my passion is. I know you talk a lot about that, passion for work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very passionate about it most of my life, and then as of recent, I've realized got a real big passion for teaching, too. I always have, just never really thought of it in the career sense until recently. So just what are your steps you take to do that with deciding whether I'm going to stick with this police academy or I have an associate's degree, I can transfer my credits and start on a free college for education as well.
Yeah,
so
I think
what are your steps on that?
Yeah. It's diving into passion and mission, work you love, getting super clear on the type of work you love, and then diving into mission. What are the results that are so just naturally motivating to you? No one has to get you excited about these results. Nobody has to connect to your heart on this and kind of go, hey, you see all this? It's in the heart. So I'm always looking at heart on this.
Okay.
And I got a sneaky suspicion which way it's going, but let's dive in. We can do it right now if you're ready to dive deep, if you're willing to just get vulnerable with me a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to know why teaching. How long has that been bouncing around in your heart?
Yeah, it's been there for quite a while. I have just always throughout my life, my dad's a Cincinnati police officer and a family member's been in there. So police families, everybody just kind of expects you to do that, which is all right. I'm very passionate, love it. But I've always loved science and social studies especially. And on top of that, I do some youth pastoring and stuff at my church. And so I enjoy teaching in that fact. And I've always had people tell me I'm good at teaching, researching, explaining things. So when I actually went to the orientation for the police academy, I was kind of sitting there and I thought, this is one of not my last chance. I can always change careers, but right now, last chance to switch over before I start that if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just always been told, hey, you're a good teacher. I love researching things. I love documentaries, all that kind of stuff. And I just, you get a joy when something you love, you tell other people about it. So I've always had that.
Yeah. Why social studies why social studies and science?
Those are just two passions. I've always loved history. I always got great grades in it. Science, I've just always been interested in it. I love to see the beauty of God's creation, how he just complex everything is, the different stories you have with different species and nature in general. I've always been a nature guy.
Yeah. But what's interesting about you is it feels like there's almost I'm curious if it's 50-50, 60-40, or whatever percentage you think it is, between researching and learning information and then turning around and dispensing that information to others in the form of communication and connection. Tell me what that breakdown is. Is it 50-50?
Yeah.
Equal love for the actual learning, researching versus the dispensing, instructing, sharing, connecting?
I think the instructing is more so. I do love as a hobby to research, and I watch documentaries and do things just for fun and enjoyment.
So what's the percentage just for fun? Just for fun, what's the percentage of which of those two? We know you love both. Is it 80-20, 70-30, 60-40 teaching, instructing? What would you say it is right now?
I would say it's probably 60-40 for the teaching. I just get more of that thrill out of telling people about stuff that I enjoy. So
there it is, brother. So you asked me, how do I do it? We just did it. How do I determine when I've got 2 options or 3 options or 4 or 5 options? It's always what the heart does when I dive deep. And while I think you respect police work, you value police work because of the personal connection to your family and you've seen it, I think you care deeply for those people who do that work. I think that you were put on this planet to instruct people And the good news is you know who you want to instruct, what you want to instruct them on, and why. And I think that if you become a police officer, you'll be very successful. And I would say that it's probably talent and passion. You got the talent for it. You got the you do love police work enough. You like it enough to where you'd go. And so you'd be satisfied. But I don't think you'd ever experience tremendous significance. I don't think you'd fill that significant role that you were created to fill, because I don't think the result of police work, which is, I would call that service. They protect and serve. That's in the language when we talk about, public safety officials. They protect and serve. And while I think we all want to serve people, I think the missional result that you're most fired up by is influence, not service.
Okay.
Does that sound about right to you or wrong?
I think so.
I think so too. It's why you volunteer in the youth group. I just think my point is if I look at serving people by protecting them versus influencing people by instructing them, I think that the influence is something you get the bigger amount of juice on, by a long shot, actually. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah, about right, yeah.
Come on, man. That's why you're laughing. So what's holding you? So are you fearful of anything? You worried about what dad or uncles are going to say, parents, family are going to say if you walk in and go, hey, guys, I know I'm right on the doorstep of Police Academy, but I'm turning around. I'm going this direction. You worried about that?
A little bit, yeah. I made the dumb mistake after going, and I thought I'm going to go seek some counsel. And I went to my parents, and my parents are they're good people, great parents, couldn't have asked for better. But their whole mindset is, hey, who cares? Just try it out. And my wife was born with heart problems, and the insurance is amazing for the police department, and that's one thing that they were really hammering on. And it's not as much. They said, hey, if you choose it, it's your life, but they do have a big influence on that.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So you're worried about I want you to own that.
Mm-hmm.
What's your wife saying?
She's very loosey-goosey. She's as long as we got the money and you're doing what you want, go ahead.
Well, so now what you have to do is you're going to have to kind of go in a cave for a bit, and the only voice you're listening to is your wife right now, because she's like, hey, babe, I'm in. As long as we take care of ourselves, I'm in. That's a wonderful woman, by the way. And so what you got to go do is get in a cave and do your homework on, okay, what's the financial situation look like? The process of getting qualified to be a teacher, moving in that, what can I make? What's the insurance look like?
Mm-hmm.
And go through all that stuff yourself. By the way, the third largest group of net worth millionaires in the United States are teachers. It's not because of the amount of money. I've seen that in
Dave's show.
Yeah, well, it's not because of the money they're making. It's because of how they live.
Right.
So I want to encourage you to do what you were created to do, and all you got to do now is prove to yourself that you can take care of your wife, you can take care of your kids, and you will be fine with benefits, and then go do it. But understand, it's going to disappoint your mom and dad, but you're going to have to be okay with that, because here's what I'm telling you, Blake. If you don't do this because of your mom and dad's influence over you, as understandable as that is, you will resent them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I know. So do you want to resent your parents even long after they're gone?
No, not at all, yeah.
All right,
definitely not.
So here's the deal. Sorry, Mom and Dad, I know you're disappointed. This is what I was created to do. And then you move on. You walk forward triumphantly and do what you were created to do.